Hello my lovely people, welcome back to my channel, to my sofa, to what is quite possibly the worst angle ever. Coco is keeping me busy. I'm having a flare-up day and I've never done a video like this on my channel, so figured I'd share something very realistic and just chat with you today while I'm flaring up. So let's get into the video. I honestly can't get over how cute she is. She's like sleeping on my shoulder. Absolute angel cat. I'm in my pajamas, no makeup, haven't brushed my teeth. All I've done is I got out of bed, Chris made me a coffee, he's gone to work now, and I'm just laying on my sofa. I know today's going to be a sofa day because of how I feel, and I know a lot of you guys can relate to this. It just reminds me of when people say, oh, what do you do at home all day? I rest because I'm chronically ill. I mean, what do you think I do at home all day? Today I don't have many spoons at all. After I film this, I will have a nap to try and recoup some of them. Last night was really rough. I was up till like 4 or 5 a.m. feeling nauseous. I have really bad Gerd. Lovely. Very common with EDS. So I was like choking. Well, I fell asleep, then I woke up choking. Couldn't stop choking. Gas kept coming up and it goes on for hours and hours and hours. And poor Chris has to be up with me, and sometimes I'm sick, sometimes I'm not. I wasn't sick last night, but I was very nauseous. I think it happened because I went to my physio, and just going out when I'm having a flare up is really challenging because I have to push myself through it, and the fact that I've pushed myself through it means that I then suffer later on, and today is the consequence of that. Maybe this video is really boring, but I know loads of you will be able to relate to this. And I was sitting here thinking, I take so many breaks in between my videos, and the reality is that I'm chronically ill and it's really hard to get the energy for it, and I know you guys know that. I actually took a break from Instagram in December with the intention of coming back in the new year, and I've realised how bad it's been for my energy that I haven't re-downloaded it, and I don't know if I will. I mean, I probably will because I'll miss everyone, but I have no intention of downloading it anytime soon. But I just love YouTube because I genuinely feel like I'm talking to my friends. And I know that the people who watch me get something out of my videos that may potentially help them. And that's all I've ever wanted to do, was to feel like I'm helping somebody in some way with the things that I share. Even when I went to physio yesterday, my physio Rachel told me that I helped her to get her POTS diagnosis because she'd never met anyone with POTS before. And when I told her my symptoms and she saw how I was and stuff like that, she saw another patient who had the same symptoms, and she referred her to somebody who gave her the diagnosis of POTS. Funnily enough, talking to the camera makes me feel less lonely. I feel so alone just being at home by myself all the time that sometimes it is just nice to talk to people who understand what is going on with my hair. And I know you guys understand why my eyes are blurry now. Ooh. On a very random note, I am super into astrology and I thought I knew my birth time. So my mum doesn't really know what time I was born. She knows I was like born between like 7 and maybe 8:30 a.m. in the morning, because in Bulgaria at the time they never used to write birthdays on birth certificates. She was like, she wasn't focusing on the time or anything during birth. So I don't really know my time of birth, and time of birth is quite important because everybody thinks your sun sign is the sign you're supposed to look at, but actually you're supposed to look at your rising, because your rising sign is the time that the sun was on the horizon when you entered the earth. And that is the most important aspect in your chart, really. And I don't know mine. And I thought I was a Cancer this whole time. But now I'm starting to think I might be a Leo rising, which is wild to think about, but kind of makes sense. But I might not be. So I've been trying to figure out all these different times. Where are you going, baby? Are you getting comfortable? Oh, bye. I sit up a bit now. She's not on my shoulder. I also have been wanting to do this for a long time, but I really want to learn British Sign Language. I don't know any deaf people. I'm not deaf myself, but I think it'll be such a wonderful skill to learn. So that's something I want to get into. I also want to get myself back into reading, because reading's not something I've been able to do for a long time because of chronic pain, brain fog, lack of being able to concentrate. So I really, really, really want to get into reading again. And on another note, you guys might know that my brother's autistic and ADHD, and I've come to the realization with my doctors that I might possibly be autistic and ADHD too. None of them can diagnose me, so I need to be referred. But I feel like my whole life has turned around with that knowledge. And I was talking to my mum the other day, and I was like, you know, there were so many signs pointing for me being autistic when I was younger. Why didn't you ever get me tested the way you did with Kirill? And she was like, well, we just didn't think we needed to because you were the smart one. And I was like, what? Apparently my teachers thought I could be. I was very mute for a number of years when I was in school. I didn't want to talk. I would just cry, throw things and act out if I didn't like something. And nowadays I look and I'm like, I love organising things. I hate change. I'm very socially awkward. We were on the train last week and we're watching Attack on Titan. I don't know if there's any other anime fans on here. Chris and I watch Attack on Titan. And there's a Titan, if you know, called the Cart Titan. And Chris keeps calling it a bipedal or quadrupedal. And the only thing I could hear was... I was saying it so loud. At the time, I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. And Chris kept going to me, stop saying on the train. It looks like you're saying it to me. And I'm like, oh crap. Why am I like this? Anyway, as I'm talking to you guys and getting more and more tired as I do so, my plans for the day are to take a nap. Then when I get up from my nap, have a coffee. Chris should be back from his lunch break because he works near home to be able to help me out. And possibly get this up. I hope you don't mind this style of video.
Okay.
Then maybe I'll watch some YouTube and some more anime. Another anime I really like is Jujutsu Kaisen. That's so good. Demon Slayer. We finished the Promised Neverland. If there's any other animes I need to watch, do let me know. We've caught up on The Circle. Alice in Borderland is such a good show on Netflix. We watched Glass Onion, the movie. I wasn't keen. I think it's because it's too long. When movies are too long, I can't concentrate enough. That's why I love series or animes. Because they're short and you can take little breaks and then you can put them back on again, and it's not like a really long continuous thing that you have to pay attention to. And on another really exciting thing, my mum has ordered me a bunch of dresses because with all my chronic illness stuff, I have gained a bunch of weight, even though all I eat is half a bowl of rice for breakfast. If I eat lunch, I have a very small salad, and then for dinner, I have rice and chicken. And I have still managed to gain weight, possibly to do with meds and other things. If you guys want me to do a video on chronic illness and weight, do let me know. I want to do it, but because I know weight topics can be such a sensitive thing, I don't know whether it's a good idea. But I do want to do it because I think it's important, because our bodies are like doing a 360. They don't work the way an average person's body does. But anyway, my mum has ordered me a bunch of dresses from Karen Millen, and I'm thinking of doing a try on haul because where I've gained weight, I had to throw everything out of my wardrobe. Because that's how I deal with it. If I have stuff in my wardrobe that I can't wear, I spend all my energy trying things on, and then I'm too tired to actually go out. So if I know that everything in my wardrobe fits me, then I know that at least that aspect of going out is going to be a lot easier. I have absolutely nothing in my wardrobe. Everything else I own is loungewear. And when it was my dad's birthday a couple of months ago, I had absolutely nothing to wear. And everyone was all dressed up because we went out for a meal. And I wore leggings and a baggy t-shirt to my dad's birthday. And everyone was super nice because my family's really supportive. And they were saying I looked great and not to worry, but I was severely underdressed. I am selling a bunch of things on Depop to potentially get some money together to get a new wheelchair. My wheelchair's awful. I went to my GP to get my wheelchair serviced, and he basically told me that it's like such a long waiting list. Not that my safety matters or anything, and that I might need a new wheelchair, which they might not be able to provide me with. And if they do need to service it, it needs to be taken away for quite a number of weeks. And if I do need to use it and get about, it's going to be a problem. So I'm looking into getting myself an electric one. I'm also considering not working with Aloe Yoga anymore. Not because they're a bad company, but because I feel like it's too much when I'm in this state. And I've been getting by using old content or literally forcing myself to do yoga when it's not good for my body, and then suffering. I mean, I know with chronic illness, it's always going to be up and down. I want to feel the best I can, but in order to do that, I need to not do things that put myself at risk. Another thing is I found a lump on my armpit. I think it's lupus, a lupus flare. I've only had it for like 4 days. I'll keep an eye on it. I think it's just like my glands swelling. This side of my throat is always swollen. This side is not as bad, but this side is always swollen. And potentially looking into a clinic or hospital that could get me tested for autism, ADHD and OCD. My OCD has been bad. Like, I'm not officially diagnosed, but I'm OCD for sure. Because I get really bad intrusive thoughts, and I get these compulsions, and I'm like super germaphobe, and I have to bring my own cutlery when we go out, and I can't touch things. I have to cover my hands with tissues if I do, and it's a whole thing. I would have to do a separate video. On another good note, I got my disabled rail card. I get PIMP now. Not PIMP. I don't know what you heard about me. I get PIP now. So thanks for all your help. On another positive note, my physio was super impressed with my core strength. She was saying to me how, you know, my joints are so weak and my body's so weak in general, but my core strength, like my abs, are really good. She was really shocked. if you guys want me to do a video on my abs, not my abs, but like the exercise I do for my abs, let me know too. I'm gonna stop rambling now. Thanks so much for listening to me. I'll see you in my next one.